But the name that's not mentioned out of your mouth, who I believe is a true MVP, is the man that's in Buffalo. I think Josh Allen is the MVP of of the National Football League.
No way.
I believe it. I believe it with
Let's
my
hear the
whole
case.
No,
heart.
Make
no.
the case for
What?
Josh Allen
Yeah,
MVP, Justin.
yeah. Make a case in any way. Impact, production, or team success. How is he over my Patrick Mahomes? There's no way.
So I've said before on this show that I believe Josh Allen should have won MVP a long time ago. I think the NFL gave Aaron Rodgers one that Josh Allen actually deserved. This season, what Josh Allen has dealt with, what he's overcome, playing with a UCL injury, overcoming that, still throwing at nauseum, continues to throw the football and leading his team to victories over and over and over again. He probably should have been the number one seed. I was taking him in that game against the Bengals due to unfortunate events. He didn't get to complete that game, but I had Buffalo slated as the number one seed coming out of the East. I mean, out of the AFC. I just want to rewind to week 6 in the National Football League for you guys when the Buffalo Bills took on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Bills won that game 24-20. Josh Allen's stat line was 27 of 40 for 329, 3 passing touchdowns. On the other hand, your MVP. He threw for 338, spectacular, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He wasn't amazing in that game. If you really watch that game, you know for a fact that he struggled a bit. He also lost to the Bengals in one of your other MVPs. This past weekend, Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills playing, very motivated after the Damar Hamlin incident the week before. Josh Allen absolutely tears up the New England Patriots. And what a throw down the sideline to Stephon Diggs that when he made that throw, I said, that is my MVP. That throw sealed the race for me. This guy, week in and week out, you know what you're getting. You know what you're going to see. And while, yeah, you can say the same about Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football. The best quarterback
I'm not
in
going that
football.
far.
No, and I'll go that far. I don't, and
No.
the fact that you guys say I'm not going that far, acting like the race is astronomically different. They're right here.
No,
they're neck and neck.
no.
You guys have to give respect to Josh Allen. I don't see enough of it. He was your MVP going into the season, if I'm not mistaken, John.
He was my
and he
MVP.
Was mine and he was mine. And I'm going to stick with it. He's an absolute monster, Josh Allen, week in and week out, and he shows you that. And you know what? This weekend, when he blows the doors off of Miami, that's expected. When he goes in the next weekend, and if he goes up against Cincinnati, none of us will be surprised if he throws for 303 touchdowns and rushes for 60 and a touchdown.
And a loss.
None of you guys would be surprised if he won that game.
All right, Justin.
So stop doubting my guy.
Justin.
Because he's the one quarterback that I have no doubt in my mind will go into Arrowhead. Well, even though I know that won't happen this year. But if they were playing a game in Arrowhead in the playoffs, I know he'll do it.
So not the guy that's done it before 3 times, beaten that guy 3 times in Joe.
No, I believe in Joe Burrow too, but Joe Burrow is not third in this MVP race.
You said the one quarterback, but
okay,
and not in none of that argument you made did you really even come close to making a case for Josh Allen to be the MVP. You just said I believe in him. I think that he's better. There was no facts or stats.
Do you want me to read the stats?
Patrick Mahomes season he lost.
Okay, except for the one game that the Bills beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes cost them the game. That's the only thing you can point to.
The Bengals
but,
game.
Again, MVP doesn't come down to one game, guys.
It's Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes. Those are the top 3 quarterbacks right now.
Okay, but I understand that. But still, I just read you off everything of Patrick Mahomes being number 1 or number 2 in everything. He's a number 1 seed. What are we talking about here, man?
Number 1 seed is skewed.
It's not skewed. It's not. He got it. He got the number 1 seed.
The Bengals and the Bills have one game not played on their schedule.
And listen, we can differ on that until we're both blue in the face. You believe the Bills would have won that game. I believe the Cincinnati Bengals would have won that game. We're going to find out most likely next week what's going to happen when the chips are pushed to the middle of the table. And I believe the Bengals are gonna come out on top in that game. But again, I'm sorry, in nothing you said there,
since I didn't read the
nothing moved me in
stats.
what you said. In terms of impact, production, or team success, Patrick Mahomes blows away Josh Allen.
Blows away is absolutely ridiculous.
He just broke a record for most offensive yards in NFL history. In NFL history, and you're talking about that one throw in Week 18 against the Patriots with a hampered secondary. That's my MVP. Patrick Mahomes can make the same goddamn throw with his left hand. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Stop it.
No.
It's a season, Justin, not one freaking throw. You want me to
I'm saying that capped it up. I'm saying that was the cap. That was what sealed it for me. I was like, it's done. This guy is the best player. This is the best player in the National Football League.
Finish in the top 3.
Oh my goodness.
That's fine. But you guys asked me who's my MVP.
And you're wrong. You're wrong.
You asked me who's mine. I'm going to tell you who's mine.
You're wrong.
You don't ask questions that you don't want the answer to.
You're wrong.
Don't ask. Should I read the stats? Because Brandon is so mad that I didn't read the stats.
Justin, let me tell you something. I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I've gone as far as to say he is the best quarterback in football. He was my pick. But
time out. You just said
no. Don't time out me. I have to tell you one important thing. So I've done some self-reflection. What I've also done is research. Josh Allen this year had 5,000 yards. Patrick Mahomes had 600 more. 3 more touchdowns. And guess what? 9 less turnovers. And a better record. 9 less turnovers. And when you look at the Bills' offense, he has, in my opinion, just as much support as Patrick Mahomes. Now, Mahomes does have Andy Reid, no doubt about it. But another thing I add into this equation is storylines. I love both of these two stories, but I feel like Patrick Mahomes, with the lack of expectations and how much of a gauntlet this division was supposed to be, and how dangerous this Chiefs team is. We didn't talk about them yet on the show. We talked about every playoff team but the Chiefs.
But the division wasn't a gauntlet.
Exactly, because of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And he still went 6-0 against that division. Like, he's still undefeated against the Broncos, and he's still going. Justin,
he had 900 yards. He had almost 1,000 more passing yards than Josh Allen. Almost 1,000 more.
Tyreek Hill.
Josh Allen rushed for 700.
And he still had over 600 more.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He had more of a rushing game than Josh Allen did.
He did.
How many yards did Josh Allen rush for?
762.
358 for Patrick Mahomes.
What are you telling me?
After that knee dislocation, they're not doing QB sneaks and all that on the goal line and patting Mahomes. So he could have even more touchdowns.
Number one, number two, number one. I can keep going down the list.
And this is what I told you a few weeks ago. He is the best quarterback I've seen. But if he's not number 1, he's number 2, okay? Let's settle it there. For Patrick Mahomes, I was having this discussion with a few Chiefs fans I'm close with. The Chiefs will be down 21-0. And you go, okay, now the game starts. There is no... I've talked up Joe Burrow. I've talked up Josh Allen because of how great they are. But Patrick Mahomes is still a step above them.